y'all, it's your girl Kashawn Cookie Zoe. Hey y'all, it's your girl Kashawn Cookie Dough Cookie Sins. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, you know it's because she's passing turn on that post notification so you can notify every single time there's a piggity post. Yeah. Okay, so in today's episode of The Time I Met, let's get into some things. Let's start with our clues. This person is a female rapper. They used to date a high-profile male rapper. They are from the Bay, and she's a female. She's related to an actress, and her bloodline there is a football player. Let's see if y'all can guess who it is. Alright y'all, it's your girl Saweetie. So I first met Saweetie back in like 2015-16 era. If you watched the previous episode, in one of the episodes I mentioned a PDD party. So I had first met her the night of that party afterwards because we had gone back to PDD's house and we were in Justin's, Justin had like penthouse, and she was dating Justin at the time. So we were all in there just sitting in the bathroom, just chilling, vibing out. That's when I first met her. And then I remember there was a guy, a homegirl of mine. We used to do a lot of bowling nights. So we meet up at the bowling alley in LA. It was Studio City, and just have fun bowling nights and just have a vibe. That was our hangouts. So I had gone to the bowling alley, and I was annoyed and frustrated because my homegirl didn't tell me that this guy I used to talk to was going to be there, because she knew I wouldn't have showed up if he was there. Anyway, he shows up, and it just so happened that that same night was Sweetie's birthday. And this guy, he knew I was so annoyed with him and frustrated with him because of some stuff he had did in the past. So he was trying to get back in good graces with me and wanted to impress me and impress he thought she was my friend. So you know we were all celebrating her birthday. So I was well, not celebrating her birthday, she was just there and we were there, and I knew her, so I whenever I spoke to her this night, blah blah blah. So then we told her happy birthday, and I remember we sang happy birthday, and that was that. So he was okay, well, for your homegirl's birthday, we're gonna go out, I'll get a table at a club and just tell her to pull up. And I told her, and I was okay, we're gonna go to this club, whatever. You should come. We can celebrate your birthday and get a table, blah blah. She said, okay, we'll tell Justin. So I was because I knew Justin. So I was hey Justin, we're gonna go to this club, just blah blah blah, for just to hang out. This dude, I was anyway, I was he's getting a table. Y'all should come. He was alright, cool, bet. So the guy pulls up or whatever, and he had a G-Wagon at the time, right? I want to say it was a charcoal gray G-Wagon. And me and him weren't talking like that, so I was just gonna drive. And he's no, you're gonna ride with me and you're gonna get in the passenger seat. Not demanded, but he's sit up for me because his homeboy was with him too. His homeboy played for Golden State, so his homeboy was with him. He got in the back seat. So he was sit in the front. And I was okay, so we pull up to the club. Now mind you, it's close to the closing time for the club. It's close to closing time. I want to say it may have been 1:30 and the place closed at 2. So we pull up and we get out or whatever. We pull up valet. We get out, they valet the car, and then we go inside. We're not there for super duper long, but just enough time to kind of have a vibe, and then we dip or whatever, right? So I hadn't seen her after that, but this gym that I was telling you about, the 24-hour fitness, I would be there all the time because it was down the street from my house. I'd be there all the time, working out. I was pretty much to myself. I'd always have my headphones on, usually a cap, and a t-shirt or whatnot. I would wear my fitness clothes, but this particular day I had on a big t-shirt because I would go back and forth between sports bra and my outfit, and sometimes I was being in the zone, just being a t-shirt. So I was in this t-shirt stretching, and she walks down from the top on her phone and says something to me because I've seen her before. So we started talking, we exchanged numbers, and then she was looking for a workout partner. So obviously I do fitness, I'm a personal trainer, so I was like, yeah, you can meet me here at the times that I like work out. So that became like a thing. That's how it became cool. It's like we meet up at the gym Monday through Friday at the same time, usually like around like 9 or 10, and like we work out together. So it became a thing of like, you see me, you see her type of thing. And I remember like just like small things. This is like we were becoming cool, but just like small things that like I let go of my head, but I didn't like pay attention to it. So like we used to use the Smith machine a line. It was right next to the basketball court, and I remember like for whatever reason, all the niggas at that gym just love them some damn cookie, bro. Love them some cookie. I mean, everybody loves cookie, but like just love them some cookie. So I remember like a lot of the guys would come out and like talk to me, or like, you know, try to get my attention, want me to go in and watch them play basketball, just like a bunch of different stuff. And I remember like she didn't like really say anything, but like her energy and her vibe was almost like, well, why are they talking to her and like going to her and not to me? And I was just like, maybe I'm just tripping, so I didn't look too deep into it. Anyway, there's some issues at that gym, so then I switched gyms. Then when I switched gyms, she switched gyms. So the manager that she had at the time, when I remember when she went to switch gym, I had, you know, I told y'all, you have to meet the owner of that gym for it to be a thing of like you being allowed to be a member at that gym. So I set up the meeting, whatever, and then like he was like, okay, cool, like she's good to go. And then at the front, we were waiting or whatever, like to put a card on file, because you have to have a card on file. And we were waiting for her manager he said he was gonna pull up, but he ended up doing it on the phone to put a card on file. So after that, she joins the gym and everything's cool, and like her and I were like, you know, just like vibing all the time. Or around this time was the time that she low-key like started getting popular, because her icy freestyle had already happened before we made the switch from the 24-hour fitness to this other gym. And I remember, like I said, her and I were like super close. There were many nights I'd spend at her house. When she moved from her apartment to the room that she rented off of Craigslist, like I was there to like help with the move. I literally went in there, like literally helped her move stuff out and put so much stuff into my car. There were things that she wanted me to hold at my studio, so I held some things at my studio until she left, like pots and pans, stuff like that. So then when she moved into the room that she rented for Craigslist, she literally, I grabbed her stuff and like went over there, and she would like cook. I would help her record like her freestyles, like for her addictive freestyle. I recorded that. I took a lot of her photos, and I would spend a lot of time with her at the studio. Like that really was my best friend. Like we did so much together, and things were cool up until like she started becoming the Saweetie that you guys know, and up until she started dating Quavo. I remember like when they first started dating, like she would call me like, yeah girl, we just had a great conversation, this and that, blah blah blah. And like there were times, okay, so I take it back, there were moments before then, like when I remember she was thinking about going to corporate America, and I was like, girl, no, there's a way you can make your social media work for you. Find a way. Don't go to corporate America. And I gave her like that pep talk of like, you can make social media work for you. Like I've low-key figured it out, and I'm pretty sure if I can, you can too. So that's why I would help her like take her photos and do her videos. Like I recorded a lot of like her freestyles and stuff back then, and like I said, take photos. I'm not saying I'm the one that put her on, no, I'm just saying I did help her a lot, because like I believed in her. I really did. So, yes, I was like, no, you can make this work for you. And I remember when she first hit 100K, she went out to celebrate with a homegirl of hers and then another homegirl. Now, the other homegirl she went to celebrate with, I went to school with, and was like my friend before I even met Saweetie. Because I was cool with her boyfriend. Like her boyfriend was literally like my homie in the school, like the school that I went to. Like I mean, like when I say my nigga, like literally like my homie friend. Like I would be at his house, and he shared a room with he had an apartment with another friend. I would like literally like sleep on the couch sometimes, just chilling, but like nothing ever happened. They literally like, they were like my brothers. Like I literally was like one of the niggas to them. So I was cool with that girl before I even met Saweetie, but that girl went to school with Saweetie, so like they were doing a long distance relationship. And I remember she used to tell me like, she didn't consider that girl a friend of hers. She considered her to be, she literally said that that's so-and-so's friend, even though she would hang out with her all the time, they went to school together, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing in my head was like, oh, that's a weird way to describe somebody that, like, you hang out with and post photos of and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, okay, whatever. But I remember when she had first reached 100K followers, she went out to dinner to celebrate with them and, like, didn't invite me. And I was just like, yeah, my feelings were kind of hurt, because I was like, I, like, would always be down to help you get content for you to reach the quote-unquote 100K, and, like, you go to celebrate and don't invite me. And I remember, like, I saw it, and, like, this is, like, when Snapchat, like, you know, I was always on Snapchat, so at this point, I posted a photo on Snapchat, and I just, like, rolled my eyes or whatever, and, like, in seconds, she hit me up and was like, what's up, what's wrong? And I was just like, I didn't feel like getting into it. I was like, nothing, girl, I'm just annoyed. And she's like, annoyed about what? And I just didn't respond, because I was just like, I'm not even in the mood. But if you're out celebrating, why are you sitting here just hawking, like, my Snapchat? And then I remember I saw her at the gym, and because she had, like, reached out to me and, like, was, like, texting whatever, and was, like, trying to figure out why I was being weird, so I explained it to her. And then, like, you know, she sent a message like, oh, that wasn't my intention, blah, blah, blah. But I was just like, I'm not even in the mood to play these games. Like, I'm the kind of person, like, when someone starts being weird, I'm just like, okay, you can be weird, but, and that's that, but, like, I'm not going to involve myself in the weirdness. So I saw her at the gym, and I was on a treadmill, like, doing my warm-up or whatever, or the Stairmaster, and she comes up to me and was like, so you didn't see my text message? I was like, no, I saw it, I just chose not to respond. She was like, why? I was just like, cuz. So then, like, we kind of, like, go back and forth, and, like, we're, like, talking about it, and then, like, she's like, you know, that wasn't my intention to make you feel this way, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, alright, whatever. So then we kind of, like, work through it and become cool again, and then, like, boom. So, like, things are seeming fine. This is before we switched to the other gym. So things are seeming fine. We switched to the other gym. You know, things were cool. She had moved to, like, to the other place. Like, things, like, seemed okay. And then, like I said, she started dating Quavo at that time. And at the same time, I was still dating, like, me and Marlon were, like, having our, like, debacle. Like, we were, like, on and off, whatever, right? And then there's a girl that I started training who I knew from my childhood, who those two girls don't like each other. Okay? And she doesn't like the girl because of something that girl told her dude, but that dude was her friend. I started training her, and she, you know, I'd be at the gym and leave and then go, you know, go train your little friend. I'm like, girl, like, it's business. Like, how you getting mad? Like, I understand you don't like her, but, like, if you're my friend, you should understand. I'm not gonna, like, turn down work because you don't like somebody. You're not helping me pay my bills. Like, you know what I mean? So, and, like, in her and I, it's like, we're trained, like, we're not talking about you. Like, shit started getting weird, then it was like, and not that I was talking about her, but just like, shit's just getting weird. But shit started getting weird with her and I even more because I was training that girl, and I just thought that was fucking insane, honestly. But I remember one night she called me, and there was a girl that had, like, tweeted something or left a comment, like, on her page, and she felt some type of way about it, and was like, should I say something about this, like, to this girl, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So, like, we have a conversation about it, this and that. And I remember, so, like, you know, after we talked about that, we just start having casual conversation. And I remember when I brought up Marlon to, like, have a conversation about some shit, she instantly got off the phone. And I was just like, I don't like that. I don't like how, like, we can talk about whatever you want, but, like, whenever I want to talk about my shit, then, like, we can't talk about it. And it's just like, alright, whatever. And then, like, slowly we just, like, stopped, like, communicating like that. And, like, but her manager and I were still cool, because, like, look, that nigga had a crush on me. And she was the one that was like, you know, like, he's a great person to know. Like, even if, like, you aren't doing, like, industry stuff, he's just a great person to know. So I was just like, alright, whatever. So I remember that, like, you know, like I said, he always had, like, a crush on me or whatever. So he would invite me to, like, different events that his management team was putting on for her. But I was just like, it's weird, like, for me to show up when, like, her and I don't communicate. So, like, why would I, like, low-key, why would I show up to that? You know what I mean? So I was just like, I don't know. But I remember one time, him and I were, like, having, like, a dinner or whatever, and there were, like, other, like, artists and stuff that he was, like, associated with. And there was a girl, I remember, like, from Miami, and moved out here, and like her, like she was like cool, and like I could tell like he wanted us to do like fitness. He literally said that he wanted us to do like fitness stuff and stuff together, like try to like put us together in like a business relationship, like through like his manager, whatever, right? So there was like a Pretty Little Things event that was happening, and her and I we went to the event, and then afterwards she was like, oh, like come over, like she wanted to like hang out in like the game room of her apartment complex. And I was like, okay. So we go, and she told me that at the time like Quavo lived there, and I was just like, okay, like, okay. And I'm thinking in my head, like, I've already met that nigga, like, not like that, you know, no disrespect, but I'm like, I've already met him, so like, huh? So anyway, she like invited me up, and then she changed her mind, and was just like, I'm just gonna go get a speaker. And then like we had like a little like moment, this blah blah blah. And I remember like while she was up there, I took photos and stuff like in the game room, because like the game room was like super cute. And then like that was that. We didn't really like hang out much after that. But I do know that like, I don't know, her energy and stuff just like started getting like so weird towards me. Like just like so weird. I literally couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't like make sense of like what went wrong in like the relationship. And I remember like when she moved into, because like after the Craigslist place, she had moved into an apartment, and her mom came down, and I was like helping her, like me, her, and her mom were going and like touring like different places like to get furniture and stuff for her place and like everything. And I was still there like taking photos, you know, just like we'd have errand days, and like we'd go like run and get makeup, just like all types of stuff, right? And like things were cool. And then I remember when I moved into a spot, like granted she had an apartment, it was a 2-bedroom apartment, and then I had moved into a home, and I was like renting one of the rooms from the home. And I remember when I moved, like she never came over. She never wanted, like she never came over. And then I started noticing that there was a trend of like anytime I would have something like great happen, she would never like congratulate me or like give kudos. Like I remember I was featured in Women's Health magazine. She never said a word. Now her homegirl, who I knew because of her, me and her didn't even talk like that. And she commented and was like, congratulations, blah blah blah. But like who I thought was my best friend, like literally at the time thinking this is my best friend, she like didn't say a word. She never said anything like as far as like boosting me up. Only time she really said something was like, I remember there was a guy who had played football for the Colts and like wanted to fly me out, and you know what I mean, like to like hang out and meet me. Or like when her and I were at the studio and I didn't have my wallet and she didn't have a wallet. She was like, dang, I'm hungry. And I was like, dang, I don't know what we can do. And I was like, you know what, let me attempt some like bougie bitch shit. And I was like, even though Marlon and I like aren't cool, if I reach out to him, I'm pretty sure that like he'll do it. So I literally reached out to him. I was like, hey, me and my homegirl at the studio, I don't have my wallet, she don't have her wallet, but like we're hungry, can you like, you know? And he was like, yeah, I got you, what do you want? And I was like, oh, we want some pizza. So then he literally was like 5 minutes from going on stage to do a show. Like literally he's about to perform and was like texting me like making sure that I was good to eat. And then like I was talking to her, so I wasn't paying attention to my phone. He was like, oh, you know, like I'm about to perform. And then like it got to the point where he's about to perform. So then his assistant texted me, was like, hey, Mom's performing right now. Like this is the place, you know, that's like nearby. Here's the menu. Pick out something, let me know, and like I'll have it delivered there. So that's what she did. She literally like, well, he made sure that she made sure that like the pizza was delivered there. And I remember before it even happened, she was like, girl, if you pull this off, then you really are that bitch. And I'm thinking, for a nigga to send some pizza or some fruit? Now, granted, that's my nigga. Like, you know, even though we weren't cool, I'm just like, yeah, I fuck with him heavy for doing that, because he didn't have to respond, and to respond like right before he goes on stage, like literally like he literally was like, I'm 5 minutes from performing, to make sure that like I'm good and that I can eat. Yeah, there's much respect there. Like even with me and him like not being cool, like, you know, like after that, like and stuff, like in the sense of like, okay, we're not dating, there's always a level of respect that I'm gonna have for him outside of like whatever we did emotionally or like dating wise. Just because, like I said in a previous episode, like him making sure I had my computer to make sure my business was good, and him making sure that I fucking ate. What? So yeah, so I just thought that was like, okay, whatever. But then I just started, like I said, it just got really weird, and then it just got to a point where we just like weren't talking at all. Like we just like stopped talking. I was just like, okay, like that's what that is, like whatever. And then the weirdest thing ever happened is like after the situation happened in 2021, she had posted about me missing, and after she had posted, then I remember like Kiki had posted, and they've always had this like weird low-key banter thing, competition thing. So I was like, okay. So then like, you know, like when I came back around this blah blah, I was like, okay, well that's cool, because like her and I aren't cool. We haven't been cool for years and haven't spoken in years, and she didn't have to do that. So like I reached out to her via DM and just like, you know, thank you for like posting about that, because you didn't have to. And like she literally didn't say a word, and then posted this video the very next day of like her looking at her phone and rolling her eyes. Now granted, it may not have been anything, I could just be in my head about it, but I low-key took it as shade, because I was just like, huh, because she literally never even opened it up. And I was just like, and you know, like her and I DM'd a lot. Like our DM thread, it goes back so fucking long. So it wasn't like it wasn't there. Like it would have popped up because we DM'd before. And I'm just like, and I know she'd be in her DMs. I was once upon a time her best friend. I know she'd be in them DMs. I know she'd be checking them. I know that. So I was just like, all right, cool, whatever. Like I said thank you because I really meant it and I really was appreciative of it. But like, if you still being weird, then that's that. I'm just not even gonna, you know. And that was that. Like I don't even remember the last conversation we had. Like, you know, it's again, I don't know. I don't know. It's just so weird. And I do know that like there may have been a time she took offense, because like there was a girl that we low-key figured out may have been doing some fuck shit with her ex nigga, and like I was like cool with like that group of people who would do skits and shit. So before it was like even a thing, like we had did a skit, and like the time that it posted, it was just really bad time to fucking posting it. But it's like I wasn't fucking with that girl. Like the video was done like before that shit. It's like I wasn't like, you weren't fucking with a girl, I wasn't fucking with that girl, because like you're my homegirl, you know what I mean? But it just like, I don't know, it just became like really weird between us, and I don't even know why. Like someone could pay me $1 million and be like, here's $1 million, now you have the money, explain why you're uncool. And I would still be like, I really don't know, because I really don't know like why we weren't cool. Like even down there was a that's too much tea. That's too much tea. But just know that like I had that bitch's back, and like made sure that like I had that bitch's back. Just know that. Okay, I can't even give a little partial of that story because it's just too much tea. But I did. And I know for a fact I'm a real ass bitch, and I'm a fucking real one. And that's really just that. So long-winded. Another one of the, there's not that many, but these, the last two have been one of those times I met with like some tea in it, because it's just, that's just how it is. But I really hope y'all enjoyed this episode of The Time I Met. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, you know, catch these vibes, and turn on that post notification so that you get notified every time it's a pickety post. And Cookie Monster Crew, we ride it on. Cookie Monster Crew, we ride it on. Cookie Monster Crew, we ride it on. Yeah. I'll see you on the next episode.